everyone and welcome back to a new episode of GobbledyCook. Today's dish is an ultimate comfort food that can easily compete with the khichdi both in terms of taste and nutrition. Chicken Pish Pash, a one-pot meal that has rice, chicken, potatoes and vegetables in a mild, delicious and fragrant mix. This is ideal for fussy eaters. Most people have not heard of Pish Pash, but most people do become converts once they have tasted the dish, including my family. This old and classic recipe is unfortunately getting lost with time. Let's revive the dish and give it the popularity that it deserves. Let us marinate the chicken pieces. So I'm going to take the drumsticks and make some gashes here so that it cooks easily. I'll marinate the chicken with some salt, black pepper and some lime juice. Give everything a good mix. Now I'll cover this up and let it marinate for 15 to 30 minutes. Pish Pash works very well with GobbledyCook rice. Since I did not have that, I used a close substitute which is Kala Jeera rice. This is a short grained rice. But if you don't have this, you can also use a long grain rice like basmati. So I have washed the rice thoroughly with water a few times and I have drained the water. Now I'll just spread this out over a colander, set it aside and let it dry. I'll peel the potatoes and do not throw away the peels. I'm leaving a link here for a lovely recipe that you can make with these discarded potato peels. I'll cut the potatoes into big dices and then just put it in some water to prevent discoloration. Next, I'll peel and dice some carrots. I like to keep the pieces large and chunky so that they retain a bite. Slicing some fresh green beans into long pieces. Pish Pash is a great way to sneak in veggies kids usually don't like to eat, hence broccoli. Adding some beautiful pearl onions. You could use regular onions as well. Ginger and garlic are essential flavoring ingredients. I'll divide it into 2 equal portions. Chopping up 1/2. Grinding the other half in a mortar pestle along with 2 chilies. Adding some salt as well for a smoother grinding. Moving on to cooking, melt some butter in a Dutch oven or skillet. Let's flavor the butter with whole peppercorns, some bay leaves, cinnamon, black cardamom, green cardamoms and cloves. Saute this on a low flame. Now I'm going to be adding the crushed paste of ginger, garlic and green chili. Saute this for about a minute or until the raw flavor goes away. Next, I'll toss in the potatoes and once again I'll saute this just for about a minute. We do not need to brown these. Time to throw in the carrots, broccoli and beans. Saute on a low flame. Next, I'll add the onions and lightly saute this as well. At this point, I'm also going to add some salt. Now, I'll add the minced ginger and garlic. Toss everything together and all the while I have kept my flame on low because butter burns really fast. In goes the marinated chicken pieces. I'm going to be tossing the chicken with the veggies until the raw pinkness of the chicken goes away. So you can see now the chicken no longer looks raw and pink. It's become white. Now is a good time to cover this with a lid and let the chicken cook properly. So the chicken has released quite some water. Now I'm going to go ahead and add the rice. I'll mix the rice with the chicken and the vegetables, and I'm going to saute this for about a minute. The chicken is not completely cooked at this point, but it doesn't matter because the rice is anyway going to take some time to cook. Now I'm going to be adding some water in this. I added 2 cups of water. I'll also add half a cup of milk. The amount of liquid you add depends on the desired consistency. I used 1 cup of rice, so I'm using a total of 2.5 cups of liquid, and this will give the rice a soft consistency. If you want it more dry, then you can add less water. If you want the rice to be mushy, you can add up to 3 times the amount of liquid as the amount of rice. Let this liquid come to a boil. Now is a good time to taste and check the salt. I'll add some grated nutmeg powder. This is completely optional. Also adding a couple of slit green chilies. If you want less heat, then add the chilies whole. Once this starts to boil, I'll cover this and let it cook until the rice is done. Turn off the flame, put back the lid. Let it stand for 5 minutes. Pish Pash is ready. Serve with some love.